Hey guys, I had a very special package show up at my door today, so I wanted to do a quick unboxing video. This is the Long-Haired Boy Black Metal Scarlet Custom Electric Skateboard. I really want to get this bad boy unboxed as soon as possible, but before I do, let me give you a brief talk about my experience with electric longboards. So I learned to skateboard in middle school. I had a cheapo Kmart brand skateboard that I used to get from point A to point B, not really to do tricks. Then I had a longboard in college, and again I used that for recreational purposes. And I also have some experience in downhill longboarding. Definitely not a professional by any means, but I can handle a longboard pretty well. And eventually I was one of the first people to get the boosted boards, and that board made me fall in love with the whole idea of electric longboarding. And while that was an amazing board, it had a few shortcomings, similar to all the other longboards in the market. So for me, this board right there, the Long-Haired Boy Black Metal Scarlet, solves all the issues that I had with every other longboard on the market. So without further ado, let's get this bad boy unboxed. Okay guys, I've already cut this top tape here. So, up. Now, as I'm unboxing this, let me tell you that my buying experience for this was absolutely incredible. So, with Long-Haired Boy, you get a completely custom board. You can select the color of your board, the color of your wheels, and the type of deck you want. I think he has a few different type of decks, the Fat Matson and the Scarlet. So, and he may have more, which I don't know about. And then you have a conversation with him in terms of what you want out of your board. Are you looking for a top end, or do you want torque for hills? What type of motors do you want in terms of hub motors or a belt drive system? You can pick a single motor, mono drive, or a dual drive. So you have a lot of flexibility in terms of the board you get. Ooh, so here it is, looking absolutely amazing. Let's get this out here. Get rid of this box. Okay, let's get this over here. Creative. All right, let's see what we have here. Ooh, nice. We have a Ziploc bag with a Long-Haired Boy t-shirt. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Oh, this side also says look under here. Okay. So here is the battery. Let's see what's in here. We have the battery charger, the remote, the spare belts, stickers, and cards. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Don't really think there's anything else in that box, and let's get this opened up. It's here. Okay. We have some Long-Haired Boy stickers and a business card. Okay, let's see what else we have in this box. We have the Steez remote control. Alright, we have some spare belts. They are inertia belts. I have a charger for the battery pack. And this is part of the charger as well. This is probably to charge the remote. Yep, that's what it looks like. And then we also get an owner's manual for the charger. And finally, I'm not sure what this is exactly, but I will figure it out soon enough. Okay, let's get this board unpacked here. It has some bubble wrap on it. Let me zoom in a bit here. All right. So, let's turn this around. Now this video is just an unboxing video. I know it's a pretty long unboxing, but I want to give this board the time it deserves. After I test this board for a week or so, I'm going to post all sorts of results in terms of my range I'm getting on this and the speeds I'm able to hit. I'll also be posting my subjective thoughts about how it compares to the previous electric boards I've written, which essentially so far is just the boosted board. And then I do have an inertian Raptor on order as well. And as soon as that comes in, I will be doing a comparison. But as far as the specs go, I don't think there's really any board that can match this board. So I have a feeling this probably will be the best electric longboard I own. All right. Check it out. We have black and red here, and I love black and red. Anything with black and red to me is awesome. So he uses crushed glass bottles for grip tape, and I really like it. It doesn't feel as abrasive as normal grip tape. It has a very nice feel to it, and it's still grippy. Let's turn this around here. So just by lifting it up, I can tell this board definitely is a bit heavier than the boosted board was. But, I mean, you're comparing apples and oranges. The speed was tested on this board, and long-haired boy, he tests every single board he makes, and he was able to hit something crazy like 36 point something miles per hour, which is scary fast. And I'm expecting the range on this to be something crazy as well. Again, I'll test all those and do those in a separate video. But for now, let's get a closer look at the board. Okay, let's go over the components of this board real quick. So the actual deck itself is a custom deck, and it's called the Scarlet, and this is the black metal edition. Let's have a closer look at this. You can see wiring channels cut into the board. To hold all the electronics and battery, there's a custom box that's made and painted to match the color of the deck. The battery pack does have a BMS, the battery management system. The electronic speed controller is the VESC, which is one of the best electronic speed controllers. Actually, it is the best electronic speed controller for electric skateboards. And this has dual VESCs, and they were manufactured by Allen from Allen Boards. And then the drivetrain, it's the inertian drivetrain using the 6355 motors, and it's a dual drive, as you can see here. Let me get you a closer look on the drivetrain. So here you can see those big beefy 6355 motors, and I believe those are inertia mounts. They're supposed to be blue, but he got rid of the color from them just to give them that bare metal look. The wheels are ABEC 11 flywheel clones. They're 83 millimeters, and the clones will actually work out better because the durometer is a bit softer, and I personally always prefer a softer durometer. Okay, now that I have this board unboxed, let's have a closer look at it here. So the wiring channels are actually built into the deck, and as you can see, I personally think it really adds to the aesthetics of the board. If you look at the deck carefully, you can see it has a W concave to it. This is a very mild W concave, and personally I'm a big fan of W concaves. My downhill switchblade has a W concave as well, and I feel that the board is more secure under my feet when there's a slight concave, and this is a very mild W concave. I know some decks that have very aggressive W concaves. I think this is just the perfect amount for me personally. Now when I was unboxing this, I mentioned how I preferred this grip tape over normal grip tapes because it's not abrasive at all compared to other grip tapes. And after riding this board 3 times, I can confirm that this grip tape works just as well as other grip tapes, and it actually might even grip a little bit better. And again, it's not abrasive at all compared to normal grip tape. Okay, here's the bottom of the board. Let's make this a bit brighter. So that right there is the charging port. Let's go in for a closer look here. So to open the charging port, you simply just lift this up and move this out of the way. Easy enough. So this is the enclosure, and I was initially concerned about rocks and things hitting it and puncturing through it, but long-haired boy assured me that that won't happen, so I'm good with it. The battery and the electronics have a shrink wrap around them to somewhat weather protect them. I still won't be taking this board in any sort of puddles or things like that, so I'll avoid those, but just for extra assurance, he did partially weather seal the electronics inside the board. There's those inertia motors. I've been really busy today, and I will be for the next 2 days, but still, this board is just calling my name, so I had to take it out, and I took it out a total of 3 times, and I did 1 to 2 miles on each ride, so they were very short and brief rides. And I'm going to do detailed reviews and tests later, but let me give you some first impressions to talk about this amazing board and my experience with it thus far. So, let's talk about throttle smoothness and acceleration. So I think long-haired boy has nailed the VESC settings because when you first start off, it's very manageable and very smooth. It doesn't just put out all of its torque all at once. I'd say compared to the boosted board, the starting acceleration and torque is slightly less in this board. Of course, you can get a lot more depending on the VESC settings, but I wanted it to have somewhat manageable torque at the beginning, and which is what I told long-haired boy, and he set it up just perfectly for me. The torque comes later on. Once the board picks up speed, it has plenty of power just to keep going and going if you push the throttle forward. In terms of hill climbing, I have to do my more thorough tests later on, but I have a small hill here. It's about 15% or so gradient, and this board just went up that hill like it wasn't even there. I mean, it felt like I was going on flats. I forgot to mention that this board also has a slight kicktail, and I like it because I can stand and do 90-degree turns no problem, or at slow speeds I can do sharper turns. Of course, I don't try that when I'm going at anything above 6 or 7 miles an hour, but you can use the kicktail to do 90-degree turns, which were extremely awkward to do on the boosted board. Okay guys, that's all the time I have right now, so initial impressions are very positive, extremely positive. I'll do more tests, and if there's any negatives that come up, I will let you guys know. Or if there's any more things I discover, I'll definitely let you know. But so far, this is a solid 10 out of 10. This board is freaking crazy. It goes ridiculously fast, and it looks amazing. I can't really find any negatives with it at this point. I will say it's a little bit heavier than other boards, but to me, that doesn't even matter because the range of this board is so much more compared to other boards that I'll never have to carry it. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know in the meantime, and let me know what kind of tests you think I should do on this board. Also in the description I posted the link to his website where you can customize and buy a board. And that is all I have for now. Until next time, take care everyone. I'm super stoked about this board. I think I'm gonna go ride it now.